Today is finally the day, guys. The video you've all been waiting for, the video that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just that, you know, I add mods like literally every other day, to be honest. But the build is finally complete. Well, it's obviously nowhere near done, but it's done for like the season. So I figured I'd give you guys an updated mod list. It's funny, so my last mod list video was about a year ago to this day, just a couple days back. So if you're interested, definitely check out that video after this one or just before you watch this, just to see how much the car has changed. It is insane. But yeah, here's my 2013 Mazdaspeed 3. It's currently sitting at almost 187,000 kilometers. That's kilometers, not miles. It is full bolt-on on a stock turbo. It is fully tuned. It's got everything done. I promise you, I'm not gonna forget anything. So anything you see on this car, literally like any spec of the car that's been touched, I'm gonna talk about. So first we're going to be doing exterior mods, interior mods, then wheels, tires, suspension, then engine bay, like cosmetic mods, and then actual performance mods. So starting off with the front end, I first have the Project M canards. These look really good. And then followed by that, I have a fog light tint. It's just like some cheap like medium smoke fog light tint from Amazon. I think that looks really good. And then the fog light bezels, like right here, both sides, it's actually just plasticked black. Following that, we have my base NAR front lip. I get a million questions about this. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is one of my favorite cosmetic mods because I remember when I put on my front lip, like it literally changed the whole look of the car. It just looks so aggressive. And it's also super durable because it's made out of something called like polyurethane or something like that. It's super cheap, it's super durable, it looks really good, it's OEM plus, and I'm a huge fan of it. We have my base NAR open mouth GV grill. I got this from NextMod. I freaking love this thing, honestly. I remember in my last mod list video, I said I wanted to go for the sleeper look, but after putting on the open mouth grill, it literally changed everything. It just shows off the front mount and it just looks badass, to be honest. Like, just look at this thing, like, Jesus. Moving down here, if you guys saw my previous video, I actually snapped the thread for my plate relocator kit. So I have a plate relocator kit, but it's actually drilled onto my tow hook cover for my grill. So it's just like a little cheap DIY thing I did. Looks pretty good, pretty seamless and flush. Moving on, we have my honestly my two favorite pieces of the front end of the car. This is my carbon air duct. So this is actually from a 350Z. I got this off Amazon. I love this mod. Honestly, it looks so aggressive. And it's also functional too. I mean, I could put it a little higher to make it even more functional, so it's just straight air to the intake, but I feel like it just looks better a little lower, so I kept it like that. And then I have my RPG carbon fiber hood scoop, fully PPF'd. As you can see, it's already been chipped and shit, but don't worry, it's been PPF'd, so that looks good. I'm not a big carbon fiber guy, but this amount of carbon fiber is honestly the perfect amount because it just accents each other so well. And it just makes the car look so much more aggressive, especially when the car is red. It really pops. I also forgot to mention, so you may be wondering why there's no mesh part right here. This is actually ABS plastic. It just covers up the crash bar bolts and apparently it like reduces the drag. So I just think that looks really good and it just makes it look a lot better and a lot more seamless. Moving on, we got another common question for my car. It is my headlights. So these are OEM headlights opened up and painted black and red. And then I have vinyl wrapped red eyelids just to go on top, makes it look a lot more aggressive. Any Mazda that I have, like especially like a second gen, Mazda 3, Mazdaspeed 3, doesn't matter. I always like to have my eyelids. I just really like the way it makes the headlights look. It just looks super aggressive. They're not the best headlights, to be honest, like up close, like they have like a lot of imperfections, but stay tuned guys. I got something planned for headlights. That's all I'm gonna say. So moving on to the side, I'm not gonna talk about my wheels and tires. I'll get to that when I do the wheels, tire, suspension part of the video. but over here we have my base and R side skirts. Again, super common question about my car. I get that all the time. They're base and R. Apparently they're from a Gen 1 Speed 3. I'm not sure. I got them used for like a really good deal and I slapped them on, and they're, like I said, they're super durable. Because it's made out of polyurethane, it's super durable, so I scrape this shit like all the time and it has not broke, knock on wood. I also like how it just flares out a lot. I really like the way it just flares. It just looks really aggressive. Moving on up here, we have my gloss black roof wrap. That is literally like the first, I think like the day after I got the car, I did that. It's been on the car forever. No, it's not paint, it's just black wrap. It's holding on pretty good, and I'm a really big fan of it. We got my window visors. I'm not sure the brand, but they look half decent and they're very functional, like especially how I like driving with the windows down. It really just makes it a lot better. Going down to my side mirrors, so the 2013s come stock with black mirrors, so that is just OEM. And then I'm using the same tint for my fog light, just for the signal lights, just to give it a cleaner look, because I think it looks pretty good. Then I got, you know, the Pikachu stickers right there. Instagram, YouTube, gotta represent, obviously. We got my Rally Armor mud flaps. I've had this for a while. It serves its purpose. It looks good. She's a certified daily when she's got the mud flaps on, that's for sure. And going down here, I got red calipers for extra horsepower and red lug nuts. I'm not sure the brand for the lug nuts. I got them from my buddy. Funny story, he actually stole them from his work and he just gave it to me, so I guess that was nice of him. I also have this that a lot of people don't really notice, but this is my Cork Sport stubby antenna. It's just like it's like less than half the size of the OEM antenna. It looks kind of weird the first time you put it on, but after like a week or so, like you just kind of get used to it, and then you don't even look back to like the stock one. It just looks a lot better. Moving on to the rear, as you can see, it's very aggressive. I try to like balance the amount of aggressive I have on the front end and the rear end, and I feel like I did a really good job. But anyways, going to it, first thing from the top, you'll see my Project M wing extension. I ran the base and R one for a long period of time, but then I really just wanted this one. I just feel like it looks a lot more aggressive and it matches what I'll explain later. So this is the Project M1. It looks really good. And then obviously got the Pokeball right there. Just a nice little touch right there. Got my Kirby sticker, just the Mazda. Shout out Undergods. If you know, you know. I got a lot of questions about this. A lot of questions. Seriously, a lot of questions, like ridiculous. But so these are my OEM taillights. They're just OEM taillights, and they are VHT night shaded. That is literally it. It's kind of annoying because they don't make like a lot of like aftermarket taillights for like the Speed 3s, which kind of sucks, but I really like it. It's the perfect amount of dark, and my brake lights and my signal lights, everything like is just super visible, which is really nice. You got my Evil M badge right here. Got that off eBay a long time ago. Of course, got the plastic dip badges because, you know, I'm a bit of a racer, but that's okay. Moving down here, probably one of my favorite pieces of the car is my rear diffuser. So this is a fully chassis mounted diffuser. It is from a company called Ventus Auto Works. They are local to me in the Toronto GTA area. That guy is a super chill guy, super good quality parts, and I'm a super huge fan of it. It just looks so aggressive. I'm not a huge rear diffuser guy, but this is honestly like the perfect amount of aggressive. Got the nice fins right here, and then all the fins right here. If you guys are really up to date with my videos, you would know that I broke one of those fins at the track. Long story, we swapped it out. She's looking good now. And it's actually super close. I can't, shit. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there, as you can see, there's heat wrap right there. So the reason why is like my muffler is literally millimeters off away from my diffuser. So I just don't want it to melt or warp. I remember for the longest time, I wanted my car to be OEM plus, but I kind of got bored of that and I really wanted to make it super aggressive, and I feel like I've just done like the perfect amount of aggressive to where the car looks not like super racey. I mean, it is kind of racey, but not like super racey, if you guys know what I mean. Down here, we got my 4.5-inch burnt tips. I actually had to go to a shop to make them stick out more just because I felt like it would look a lot better. They used to stick in a lot more than that and I didn't really like it, so I made them like welded out a little more. Makes it look a lot more aggressive. And by the way, these tips are from a local shop. I didn't get them from like eBay, Amazon or something like that, so I won't be able to tell you where you can get it from. So moving on to one of my favorite parts of the car now, because we actually did a lot of work to it in the recent month, is the interior. So first things first, let's start off with the black interior, just the headliner, all the pillars, every single thing has been painted. For the roof liner, we used a paint called Duplicolor. It was like just the black one. And then for all the pillars and all that stuff you see, we used Rust-Oleum Canyon Black paint just to give it a nice clean look and to the point where it's not too glossy. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, ever since I did this, I've seen like literally everyone doing this. It's literally like the new trend for Speed 3s now. It's just to paint your interior black. I mean, I can't blame you. It just looks really freaking good. Compared to like stock, like I can't even look at a stock interior anymore. Like it just looks so terrible compared to this. Like this just looks absolutely amazing. I'm so in love with this. Shout out to Jose for doing the amazing paint job on this. It looks absolutely fire. Moving on, not a mod, but we got little Flash right here. Shout out to my girlfriend for that. He actually gives me the Speed Force in the Speed 3 if you, yeah, okay. Moving on, we have something that I get asked a lot about, and that is like the interior wrap or just trims. So everything you see right here, door handles, window switch panels, everything that you see right here, it is all a 5D gloss carbon wrap. I'm not really big on like hydro dipping like all your shit. I just think it's way too expensive, and especially for like interior stuff, I really just don't care about it. I spent $25 for this full wrap and it literally covered all the interior, so I really can't complain. And it looks half decent, so I mean, you can't go wrong with it, to be honest. It just looks really good. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect by any means. Like it's, you know, bubbly around here. It's not really looking good right there. So these rings right here, we painted that red. You just have to pop them off. These right here. Just gives it a lot more aggressive and clean look. It just really matches the car, which I really like. My absolute favorite part of the interior is my triple gauge pod pillar. So these are full cork sport gauges. So we got the coolant temp, we got oil temp, and we got oil pressure. I'm not sure the brand of this pillar itself. I got it used, so I apologize. I'm sure you can find it somewhere on Google, but it just looks really freaking aggressive. This is literally just a certified airplane here. Let me show you guys for anyone who hasn't seen this before. Oh my God, look at that shit, boys. Just got that right there. So what's cool about these is in the daytime they're like a nice like whitish bluish color, but then the night turns like amber or like orange. Looks really freaking aggressive. I love it so much, man. I love this. And then of course we got the Cobb Access Port V3. Necessity for a Mazdaspeed 3. Whether you're stock, modding your car, you need an access port. There's no way around it, bro. And then for the holder, I'm not sure. Honestly, I got it from like some pawn shop, third party, like sketchy ass tech shop. It's just some phone holder. Sounds sketchy, but hey man, it works. We have my Cobb shift knob. I've had this like literally since I've gotten the car. I really like it. It's just a clean look. I like the way it feels when it shifts. It's not like super heavy. I'm not sure the weight on it. Nice to shift with. Can't really complain. And then over here we got my Ionin head unit. I got that a while back. Super nice. It just gives the car a lot more of a modern feel. I'm really a big fan of it. It's not perfect by any means, but hey man, it does the job. It looks half decent and it works. Here we have my steering wheel. I'm trying to give you guys a good angle right there. So this is actually a wrap. So I actually got this steering wheel wrap from a company called East Detailing. Who wants to spend like, I don't know, $300, $400, $500 for an aftermarket steering wheel? You can literally buy wrap for less than $100. So the option I got is half perforated leather and half carbon with the red stitching and then the red stripe right here. It looks really good. It feels really premium. I'm honestly just a really big fan of it. I really freaking love this steering wheel wrap. It's 100% worth it. I'm not even gonna consider getting an aftermarket steering wheel after I got this. It's honestly worth it, guys. So if you're in the market, fucking bugs. So if you're in the market to spice up your steering wheel and you don't want to break the bank, East Detailing is the place to go. So moving on to wheels, tires, and suspension, I get a lot of questions about this. So for wheel specs, I'm actually running a staggered setup. I know it's not the most ideal for like a front wheel drive car, but I got a really good deal on it and I said screw it. So these are the Enkei TM7s. So they are 18 by 8 plus 35 in the front and then 18 by 8.5 plus 38 in the rear. Wrapped around Indy 500s, 225 40 18s. These tires are pretty decent for what they are. I definitely want water tires for next season. And these tires have literally been given the beans like all the time, whether it be from Mazdaspeed pulls or taking it to the track. Man, just guys, look at these tires. Like, they have just seen better days. They have about like one more track day left in them, and I mean, they're holding up pretty decent, but goddamn, boys. So for brakes, I'm kind of running like a Frankenstein setup. So for rotors, I'm running the Max Brakes drilled rotors. They're a local company to me. Honestly, people give it a lot of flack, but they're half decent for what they are. Yes, I do want StopTech slotted rotors in the future, but they're doing pretty good right now. And then for the rear pads, I'm running the Max pads. And then for the front pads, I'm running the StopTech 309 pads, just because it's a lot more important to have better pads in the front than in the rear. And I got a good deal on the pads, so it worked out nice. And then for lines, I have StopTech stainless steel lines. They work really good. Definitely a necessity if you want to track your Speed 3. Definitely get that shit. And then for suspension, I'm running the Bilstein B14 coilovers. I currently have them maxed out, and as you can see, guys, the car doesn't even look like stupid low. These coilovers are more so set up for like the track / daily, so they don't go like stupid low like BC coils would. But honestly, for this car being my daily driver, it's a really good ride height. It's super functional. I scrape, don't get me wrong, but not like scrape like I'm a stance boy or some shit like that. I'm nowhere near that. I still have a decent amount of ground clearance. It rides really good. The only problem is there's no like adjustable dampening, and there's no adjustable camber in the front, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, guys, they're a great set of coilovers if you're looking to track your car and also daily it. I also like how in the rear you can see like the yellow just pop, so I think that looks pretty decent. And also, I'm running the Godspeed rear camber arms. Godspeed gets a lot of flack, but I've been running them for a bit, and they're actually pretty decent for what they are. I got them for a really good deal. And then I'm also running the Moog rear sway bar end links, because those are common to go out when you start lowering your Speed 3, so I replaced that. And then I'm also running, that you guys can't see, a white line rear sway bar. I have it on the softest setting right now. If you're looking to track your car, get a rear sway bar. It helps so much, especially with a front wheel drive car. So moving on to the part that everyone's been waiting for, it is my engine bay. So before we start talking about performance mods, we're going to talk about like the cosmetic mods that I've done for the engine bay. So let's get to that real quick. So first things first, man, I got this for a steal. Let me just point that out. My Cork Sport coolant tank definitely just adds to the whole look of the car, especially how I'm just going for like the black and red theme. It just really pops. It looks really good. I'm a huge fan of it. I have my custom made black heat shield. Shout out to Jose for making that. We literally just got like a sheet of steel. We painted it, got the hardware for it, and bang, there you go. Looks really good. A lot of people sleep on that because the stock one is just like this ugly tin foil. Going down here, we got my exhaust manifold heat shield. We just painted that black. Looks really good. And then going down here, one of my other favorite pieces of the car is my cold pack cover. I got this from Adaptive Performance. Looks really good. We used like VHT metallic like red paint. I think it's like a fire red or something like that. I know it doesn't really match like the intercooler piping and this right here. I feel like it kind of matches like the oil cap cover, which kind of worked out. You already know we got to get the YouTube and Instagram logo right there, just so if you're ever at a meet, gotta promote, you know what I mean? We got my Evil M high pressure fuel pump cover. If you guys saw my previous video, you would know this freaking thing right here was the reason why my car broke down. Long story. If you're interested in that, definitely go check out my previous video where my Speed 3 died. We got this is actually my ECU. So when you're running an intake basically more than like stock size, whether it be 3-inch or more, you're gonna have to relocate your ECU. And what most people do is they put it right here in the fuse box. I wasn't a fan of that, so what I did is I zip tied it to the battery box. I put some cheap carbon fiber wrap that I have from my garage, slapped a Pikachu sticker on it, called it a day. Looks pretty decent, and I'm a huge fan of it. Also forgot to mention two more things. So right here, I painted my valve cover black with the VHT paint again. It's the same paint with like the intake manifold and then the valve cover. It's the same paint. It's just a VHT like metallic black paint. Looks really good. It's cheap. It works. And then over here, one of my favorite pieces from my engine bay, it is my hood dampeners. I believe these are the Redline hood dampeners. I got them used for a really good deal. It makes the car look so much more clean when you pop open the hood. You don't have that ugly like hood rod right there. And just look at it. Looks freaking amazing. So now that we got the engine bay cosmetics out the way, let's get to the most important part about the car, and that is performance mods. So I'm going to start with exhaust. So for exhaust, or sorry, for catback, I'm running the MagnaFlow 3-inch catback. I have no resonator, but I have my mufflers. And then for downpipe, I'm running the CPE catted downpipe. Honestly, this thing sounds freaking insane. I just love the way it sounds. It's pretty loud for what it is. It's not like too loud like a catless downpipe would sound, but I think it just sounds better in my opinion. I feel like when you delete the resonator, you have a catted downpipe and you have some sort of like aftermarket catback. This car sounds amazing. So let me show you guys real quick. That idle though, oh my god guys, sounds so good. Anyway, so first things first, let's start off with the obvious. I have Autotech high pressure fuel pump internals. If you want to modify your Speed 3, you want to do anything, get the fuel pump internals. It's expensive, I know, it sucks, it's like this little tiny little thing. It's stupid, I get it, but you gotta do it, man. It's essential. And so for motor mounts, I'm running the Cobb rear motor mount. I have all other stock mounts for the passenger and the tranny mount. I am thinking of getting the Damon passenger motor mount and then the Damon tranny mount because they do offer like softer bushings for it now, so I think I'm gonna do that at some point. For spark plugs, I'm running the NGK Iridium one-step colder plugs. That is essential for modifying your Speed 3. Always go one step colder, it's essential. We have my stock intake manifold, so this is fully ported and polished with the VTCS Delete. It is essential for Mazdaspeed 3s. It sounds really good. It will give you a check engine light, but it makes the car run so much freaking better. Let me tell you guys that. We have the obvious, my front mount intercooler. So all this piping was powder coated. I bought it like this. So this is like the ultimate racing front mount intercooler. It does come with the crash bar right there. I got that all for a really good deal. Probably my favorite part of the car. I know a lot of people say like, oh, like you can get away with the top mount. No, get a front mount. It looks badass. Your boost air temps will be very happy. The car will run very happy, whether it be hot, cold, anything. And it just, I mean, look at it, it looks badass. Here we have my forged bypass valve V2. I'm not a big blow off valve guy. If you want that big whoosh turbo noise, just get a freaking intake. Honestly, it just runs a lot better. It's simple, it just holds more boost. Moving down here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. Right here. That is my Cobb shift weight, and I'm also running JBR shifter bushings. I forgot to mention that in the interior, but I'm running those. So right here we have my JBR 3.5-inch intake. I am running that to my stock baby KO4 right there. I'm pushing 22 pounds of boost to the stock turbo, and she's still holding up pretty decent. Knock on wood, it's at 186,000 kilometers. No smoking, no none of that bullshit. It's holding up really good. We have my JBR EGR delete. I don't know if you guys, you see that pink plate right there? Sorry, it's kind of hard to focus. Let me try to focus. Right there, my JBR EGR delete. Super essential for this car. And then moving down, we have my Damon Motorsports old catch can with the VTA. It's like, I think it's the stage 1 catch can. Works really good. Another essential thing for a Mazdaspeed. Honestly, everything on this car is essential that you should get for a Mazdaspeed 3. I actually mounted my Cork Sport 3-port boost controller to my battery box. Another thing, especially when you're running a bigger intake than stock or you're going for a bigger turbo, definitely want to get a 3-port boost controller. I'm still running it on the 2-port bleed mode because I still am on the stock turbo, but it's essential to have. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, let's focus. You see that blue sticker right there where it says Bosch? That is my 3-bar map sensor. Another essential thing that you want when you go bigger turbo. I pretty much just set up the car perfectly for bigger turbo. So 3 things you need: bigger intake, bigger map sensor, and the boost controller. So I have that all set up, so whenever a turbo deal comes up, I'll be ready. I'll have all the mods. I can literally just slap it on, throw a new tune on that bitch, and she's gonna be running. Also forgot to mention one thing, or actually 2 things. So for injectors, I actually got a spare set for my CX-7. I got them fully flow tested and serviced. I highly recommend that for any Speed 3, especially when you have higher kilometers. You definitely want to service your injectors, and then on top of that, you want to get the upgraded seals. So I'm running the Cork Sport injector seals. It makes the car run 10 times better, because if you look at the stock seals, they are literally like a piece of crap. So that's about it for engine bay mods. So for tune, I am currently fully tuned by Freak Tune. I'm pushing 22 pounds of boost to the stock turbo. I'm running as full E-tune. The car runs amazing. If you're looking for a good tuner for your car, either go with Purple Drank tuning or Freak Tune. Those are like the two go-to guys. I just go with Freak Tune because that's just who I prefer. Not to say anything about Purple Drank. I've heard good things about him, but I've just gone with Freak Tune, and he's been treating my car really good. The car runs absolutely amazing. But other than that, guys, that concludes my full mod list. I've had this car for around 2 years and it has treated me absolutely amazing. This car is my daily, so I literally do everything with it. This is probably like the perfect daily driver you can ask for. I mean, just driving this car every single day, just the amount of heads it turns, just the sounds it makes, everything just sounds absolutely amazing. And I couldn't be happier with the way this car has turned out. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my full mod list of my Mazdaspeed 3. Stay tuned for how much did my build cost video. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Not for me, but for you guys to see how much I spent on the car. But yeah, thank you for watching. I promise you I didn't forget anything, so please don't, if you ask me a question and I've already mentioned in the video, I am not going to respond. I'm sorry. You gotta watch the whole video. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay consistent. Peace.